I failed. In a recent video, we checked out this motherboard from Soyo. It turned out to be quite retro-friendly, handling Windows XP, 98 and even MS-DOS, but I just couldn't get Sound Blaster support going in DOS. I tried all sorts of sound cards and even the Sound Blaster emulator just didn't work for me. All we got was the good old PC speaker. But as always, you guys are awesome. You mentioned that the Sound Blaster emulator is not the only project anymore and that I might have more luck with one of the alternatives. And look at that. This is Doom now with working Sound Blaster sound effects and music. But the music isn't just Yamaha Opel 3 FM. No, it's even better. It supports General MIDI. You are able to load sound fonts in the SF2 format. Absolutely amazing. In this video I will try a bunch of games to check out compatibility. Doom 2 is next, also working just fine. I went into the setup and selected Sound Blaster and General MIDI. Descent also runs fine. This one supports Sound Blaster 16 with General MIDI. Unfortunately, the game runs a little bit too fast on this machine, as you can see on the screen, but the audio and music works fine. Here we have Duke Nukem 3D, also selecting the Sound Blaster 16 option with General MIDI, and yeah, everything seems to be working just fine. Here we have Raptor, also working fine with Sound Blaster in the setup option as well as General MIDI, and even supporting stereo sound effects. Absolutely amazing. Also amazing is buying games from Instant Gaming, today's video sponsor. It's an authorized reseller of digital game keys, usually cheaper than buying directly from GOG or Steam. I tried it out, bought a game with PayPal, and then you just activate it with GOG, ready to go. If you want to check it out, have a look down below in the video description. Let's have a look at all the Sound Blaster emulator projects that are available. The first one is, of course, SBEMU. Unfortunately, the last release is from August of last year, and on this computer it just crashed when launching it. The next project is VSBHDA, and I believe that stands for Virtual Sound Blaster High Definition Audio, with the last release from June. And this one, well, it works, but only getting sound effects in games, no FM, which is weird. Usually it's the other way around. And this is the project that worked for me the best, VSBHDASF, which I believe stands for Virtual Sound Blaster High Definition Audio Sound Font Support, with the latest release from June this year. So yeah, this one worked well. Let's continue testing more games. Here we have Gods. This is one of my games I always like testing. It's very hard. I don't think I will ever beat this game, but again, it works just fine. Here we have Iron Man, or Ivan Stewart's Off-Road. And this one, well, firstly the music seems to be playing a little bit slow, and then eventually in time it will lock up the machine with the sound looping. Now, I tried a few workarounds. There are a couple of workarounds on the website to check out, but it just kept locking up the PC. So in the end, I tried playing it with the PC speaker option, and here the game works just fine. So it's definitely related to the emulator. Good news, ADPCM is also supported. Here we have Duke Nukem 2, and we can hear all the sound effects without any problems. Hey, why not subscribe to my channel or support me through Patreon? You get early access to unreleased videos, and we can chat on Discord. Stunts doesn't work. We're getting a reserve memory error. This could be related to using GemX. I had some issues with Battle Isle. The sound is looping and it's locking up the machine. I tried the start P4 executable and set PVI. I also reset the BIOS, tried a different interrupt, but nothing seems to work here. I saw the same issue in Dune 2. I played a little bit, you know, starting to build up some resources, but eventually the game will freeze and the audio looping. The Heart of China also seems to be working fine. This is a really nice graphical adventure game. If you haven't played it, do check it out. Here we have Hexen. Now this game supports General MIDI as well as CD digital audio. Now we don't have an optical disk drive, it's running the game from the hard drive. I selected General MIDI and seems to be working just fine. Wing Commander Privateer, we're getting a gem error, abnormal program termination. This is Risky Woods, a nice and fun jump and run game, also with Sound Blaster sound effects, seems to be working fine. And I wanted to test something from Sierra. It is of course Space Quest 3, didn't have any issues, the music sounds absolutely correct, so yeah, excellent. And now let's have a look how you actually use this virtual Sound Blaster emulator and some tips from me. So you basically download the project onto your retro PC, and there are two batch files, start and start Pentium 4, which I think is more compatible for older processors. So let's have a look inside this batch file, and you can see here there is one important, there are two important lines, the set blaster. So this is where you configure the resources. 9 out of 10, you don't need to change this. Just remove the RAM from this line. And then also for the sound font. So this is how you load a sound font in the SF2 format. Set sound font, and then you basically point to the sound font file. And I also increased the volume. So where do you get all this information from? Well, let's have a look at the documentation. Here is the main project site, and when you scroll down, it's got some information here, specifically to do with how you're loading the sound font. The project also uses the Gem Memory Manager. In case you have some files missing, I will put all the links down below in the video description. And it's also using the HX-DOS extender. Again, if you're trying to launch the virtual Sound Blaster emulator and you're getting some messages about missing files, check the resources in the video description. Inside the folder with the two batch files is also this text file, and this has all the information for you to read, especially if something does not work. 9 out of 10, most games will just work, but if it doesn't, it mentions some workarounds, and it's quite detailed. There are lots of options you can play around with. I will not go over this, because if you're really interested, then you should take the time to study this in detail, and because every situation is also different, every hardware is different, so no point in me spending too much time going over everything here. So guys, there you have it. We checked out the virtual Sound Blaster high definition audio with sound font support. Absolutely amazing what the community comes up with. I'm always surprised and mesmerized. And yeah, another option for those old computers that are neglected, that we don't have any use for. Well, we can turn them into a DOS machine. Of course, having an authentic retro PC is always nicer, but prices go up and availability is also difficult. And now I would love to hear from you. What is your feedback about the Sound Blaster emulator compatibility, and have you tried this alternative program with the sound font support? Does it work any better for you? I will put resources, links down below in the video description, so you don't need to Google around. You can just download all the stuff directly. And that's it from me. Thank you so much for watching this video and supporting me by sticking around, subscribing, and all of that good stuff. So I'm looking forward to next Saturday, having a cup of coffee, reading all your comments. It always puts a smile on my face. So thanks guys, and I shall see you soon with another one.